वीडियो को हिंदी में देखने के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए लिंक पर क्लिक करें। हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू DTC क्लासेस। In this video, we are going to discuss the key concepts, standard symbols, basic terminologies, and standard formulae of the chapter. We will also be solving a few representative examples of the chapter. The most important part of the video is the discussion of those critical areas where most students lose their marks. So it would be a good thing if you note down those mistakes and made sure that you did not commit them. Measures of central tendency is basically a part of statistics. It is divided into three sections: calculation of mean, calculation of median, and calculation of mode. There are a variety of formulas in this chapter, and which formula is going to be used depends on the framework of the question. So if the question has raw data, that is discrete observation, then we have to use a certain method, certain formula. If the question has simple group data, or it has class intervals which can contain continuous or discontinuous, every part of it will have a different scenario and different approach to solve it. So we'll discuss every bit of those details later. We also need to understand about the graphical presentation of median and mode. So the graphical representation of median is an ogive, and the graphical representation of mode is histogram. So we need to calculate median using ogive and histogram, and mode using histogram. We also need to calculate lower quartile, upper quartile, interquartile, semi-interquartile range, etc. So we need to focus all on our formulas and the understanding of the chapter very carefully. We'll start with the calculation of mean. How to calculate mean completely depends on what format of data is given. So the data can be given in the form of ungrouped data, or also we call it raw data. So if it is given in this format, how will it look like? It will look like random numbers separated by commas. So there will be a lot of numbers and you will be asked to calculate the mean of these numbers. So how do you calculate mean? The symbol for mean is X bar. So X, on top of it a bar. So X bar is equals to sum of all observations divided by number of observations. So sum of all observation is basically the addition of all these observations, that is 11 plus 19 plus 7 plus 13 plus 18 plus 21 plus 9 plus 6 whole divided by number of observations, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 observations, so whole divided by 8. The sum of all these numbers comes to 104. So therefore 104 divided by 8, that is 13, and this becomes our mean. But if the data is not given in the ungrouped format, then it could be given in a group data format. So if the data is group data, what do we do? There are two options: either simple group data or class intervals. So first let us focus on simple group data. The simple group data will have two columns always. One is for X and one is for F. What does X and F mean? X is the number that appears here. So like raw data, there are lots of numbers. So therefore these numbers have been condensed into a table, and these are the actual numbers. What does F represent? F represents the frequency of the numbers. That is how many times each number has appeared. To state it simply, 1 has appeared 5 times, 2 has appeared 7 times, 3 has appeared 3 times, 4 has appeared 3 times, and 5 has appeared 1 time. So therefore I can say that 1 has appeared 5 times, 2 has appeared 7 times. So logically 1 and 2 combinedly gives me 13 observations. 12 observations. So therefore if I add all these, the sum of frequency table, so therefore the sum of frequency column, which we call summation F. Summation is represented by this Greek letter sigma, capital sigma. So therefore it is called summation. So the summation F basically gives me number of observations. If I add 1 5 times, that is 5. If I add 2 7 times, that is 14. If I add 3 times, that is 9. If I add 4 3 times, that is 12. And if I add 5 times, that is 5 1 time, that is 5. Then the total I get for this column is basically 45. This column simply states the sum of all observations. 1 added 5 times, 2 added 7 times, etc. So therefore this column, the heading is Fx, meaning F into X. So we calculate Fx, that simply means sum of all observations. So therefore summation Fx is basically sum of all observations. Since the formula is
sum of all observations by number of observations, we can say that mean has now become summation fx by summation f. Since summation fx is 45 and summation f is 19, therefore the 45 by 19 equals to 2.368, which roughly equals to 2.37 mean. We rounded it off to 2 decimal places. So if the data is given in this format, then it is pretty easy to calculate mean. But if the data is given in the class interval format, then there could be two options. One is continuous or exclusive class intervals, where the data would be like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So therefore 10 is continuous, 20 is continuous. There is no gap between two classes. And discontinuous or inclusive format means that there will be a gap, that is 1 to 10, next is 11 to 20. So we have a gap between 10 and 11. Either the data is in continuous or the data is discontinuous, it does not matter during the calculation of mean. We can simply use either of the three methods: direct method, shortcut method, or step deviation method. We can use any of the following and we can calculate our mean. If you calculate any of the method, if you calculate mean using any of the method, it is not a problem. But if it is given in the question that you have to calculate it using, suppose, step deviation method, then you have to calculate using that method only. So if you thought that I will do just one method and I will be able to do any kind of sum, no. If it is asked that you have to use step deviation method, then you have to use step deviation method only. If you do it by any other method, they will not give you marks even if that method is right. For the given data, find the mean using subpart 1 direct method, subpart 2 shortcut method, subpart 3 step deviation method. Class intervals 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Frequency 10, 6, 8, 12, 5, 9. Even though I have asked you to calculate the same sum using all the three methods, you will not be asked to do that in the exam. You will be asked to solve using only one method, or if no method is specified, then you can choose the method of your own choice. You also need to understand that whichever method you choose, obviously the answer will be the same. There will be no difference in the answers. Starting with direct method, you need to understand that in every method, there are different columns that we need to form. So therefore, basic question, after forming the question, there are certain columns that we need to add to the question. So we need to, every method demands a different column, a different style of working. Also the formulas are also different. So be very careful and note down every detail so that you do not miss them and do not make an error as to which method belongs to which one. So starting with direct method, first we'll just copy the question. We copied the class intervals and the frequency. Now we need to calculate class mark, that is x. What is class mark? Class mark is basically the average of the lower and the upper limit of any class interval. So that is 20 plus 30 divided by 2, that is 50 by 2, that is 25. I can do that for everyone, but that would be a very tedious task. So there is a shortcut here. Here you can see that the class size is 10. Every class limit is, every class has a class size of 10. So you can see 20 to 30 there is a gap of 10, 30 to 40 there is a gap of 10. So therefore in every class size, since the class size is of 10, we can say, we can simply add 10 to the every class mark. So 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 and 75. In direct method, we need to create a column for fx. So fx, that is f into x, just as we did in simple group data. So 10 into 25, that is 250, 6 into 35, that is 210, 8 into 45, that is 360, 12 into 55, that is 660, 5 into 65, that is 325, 9 into 75, that is 675. The formula for direct method is summation fx by summation f. Summation fx means the total of the fx column. So therefore summation fx is equals to the total of all these numbers, that is 2480. And summation f means the total of the column of frequency, that is 50. So we put the values here, 2480 divided by 50. That is 49.6 is the answer. The next method is shortcut method. It is also known as assumed mean method because we will first assume a mean and then calculate the actual mean. So first we'll copy the question and then we'll calculate X mark as we calculated in direct method. So we know how to calculate class marks. Now from the class marks, we will assume a certain mean, always from the class marks. So the best way to assume is to take the middle value. But here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows are there. So therefore the middle value will be 45 and 55 both. So you can take any one of them. You can take 45, you can take 55. I have taken 45, but you can take any of them and there will be no problem. So I have taken 45. Next I have to calculate two columns. The first column is D, meaning deviation, which is equal to X minus A. Here in this row, X is basically 25 and A is 45. So we have written let A equals to 45. So 25 minus 45 is minus 20. 35 minus 45 is minus 10. 45 minus 45 is 0. 55 minus 45 is 10. 65 minus 45 is 20. And 75 minus 45 is 30. Next we have to calculate FD, that is F into D. So 10 into minus 20 is minus 200. 6 into minus 10 is minus 60. 8 into 0 is 0. 12 into 10 is 120. 5 into 20 is 100. And 9 into 30 is 270. Now the formula for this method is mean equals to A plus summation FD whole divided by summation F. So we have to calculate two summations. First is summation FD, that is the column total of summation F of FD. So therefore the total of the column FD is basically, if we add all these up, we get 230. And the column total of frequency column is basically 50. So we put the values A, that is 45 plus 230 divided by 50. Under no circumstance try to take an LCM. It is very tedious and in the end you will reach to the same conclusion. So therefore it is always better, since you already have to divide it, it is better to divide using a smaller number. So 230 divided by 50, you get 4.6 and then you simply add it to 45. That is 49.6. And you can see this answer is same as that was calculated in direct method. Step deviation method is just a little step ahead than shortcut method. So basically we have to do almost the similar things, just a little more than shortcut method. So here what do? We first copy the CI and frequency columns. So therefore, and we calculate class mark. So we know how to calculate class mark. It has been easy. Now we have to create two more columns. One is for U and another is for FU. Similar as we calculated D and FD. So what is U? U is equals to X minus A whole divided by H. What is A? A is assumed mean. So as before, we will assume 45 to be our assumed mean. So let A equals to 45. And H. What is H? H meaning class size. So since the class size is 10, 20 to 30, the gap is 10. So therefore, now we will put the values 25 minus 45 divided by 10. That is minus 20 divided by 10. That is minus 2. 35 minus 45, that is minus 10 divided by 10. That is minus 1. 45 minus 45, 0 by 10 is 0. 55 minus 45, that is 10 by 10. That is 1. 65 minus 45, 20 divided by 10. That is 2. And 75 minus 45, that is 30 divided by 10 gives us 3. Now we calculate FU, that is multiply the frequency with U. So 10 into minus 2 gives us minus 20. 6 into minus 1 gives us minus 6. 8 into 0 gives us 0. 12 into 1, that is 12. 5 into 2, that is 10. And 9 into 3, that is 27. Now we look at the formula. The formula is mean equals to A plus in brackets summation FU divided by summation F into H. What is summation FU? Summation FU is the total of the FU column, that is 23. And summation F is the total of the frequency column, that is 50. And the value of H is 10. So we substitute the values. 45 plus 23 divided by 50 into 10. 23 into 10, that is 230. 230 by 50, we get 4.6. In no circumstance we are going to take an LCM. We'll just calculate the decimal value and simply add it to the whole number. So that is 4.6 plus 45. That is 49.6. You can obviously see the answer in all the three cases have come same, because whichever method you use, the answer will be same. If you want to see more solved examples for mean, then the video is already out there on my other channel. The link is given in the description. You can go and check. The concepts of median and mode will be discussed in further videos. If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button and share it with your friends so that it can reach out to the maximum number of people. If you still have any problems with the concepts of the chapter, then you can ask them in the comments and I'll help them to solve it for you. Also, you can support me by clicking on this icon and hitting the subscribe button. Also, do not forget to press the bell icon so that you never miss any of my updates.